Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you happen to be right now. I'm Mike Voories, and this is the Business Resources One podcast. We dive deep examining the people side of business. Today, we're exploring a topic that's more common than many care to admit. Why do some hiring managers consistently hire B and C players? It almost seems intentional. Maybe it is. If you've ever scratched your head wondering why certain teams never seem to break past mediocre, or why your high performing employees are constantly frustrated, this episode is for you. So let's start by defining what we mean when we say A, B, and C players. A players are your top performers, proactive, innovative, self motivated, and often leaders, regardless of their title. B players are solid contributors, but they typically lack the ambition or skill set to truly lead or innovate. C players, well, let's just say they struggle. Low engagement, low output, and sometimes even toxic. So, why on earth would anyone intentionally or repeatedly hire B and C players? Let's dig into the real reasons. And here's a spoiler alert: it's rarely about skill shortages. One of the most common reasons is insecurity. Some hiring managers, especially those who are insecure in their own role, will consciously or subconsciously avoid hiring A players out of fear. Fear that they'll be outshined, fear that someone might challenge their ideas, fear that their own weaknesses will be exposed. It's classic ego protection. They'd rather lead a team of yes people than be challenged by someone who might push for better. And the irony? True A players respect strong leadership. They don't want your job. They want to do their job well. But insecure leaders often can't see that. There's also a comfort with the status quo. Hiring an A player can be disruptive in a good way, but still disruptive. A players will ask, why are we doing it this way? They'll challenge outdated processes. They'll raise the bar for everyone. For managers who are comfortable coasting or managing a predictable environment, that can feel threatening. So instead, they hire someone who won't rock the boat, a safe B or C player, someone who blends in, not stands out. And the result? A team that rarely improves and a business that stays stuck. Let's face it, not everyone in a hiring seat is trained to spot greatness. So sometimes the problem is a lack of interviewing skills. Some hiring managers are winging it. They default to surface level questions, go off a gut feel, or fall for a slick resume and end up hiring people who can talk the talk but can't walk the walk. This is where structured interviewing, scorecards, and a strong recruiting partner makes a massive difference. Hiring A players isn't just about luck. It's about skillfully identifying potential and performance indicators. And then there's misaligned incentives. Sometimes this is the reason. In some organizations, hiring managers aren't judged by the quality of their hires, just how fast they fill roles. So, what happens? They rush, they compromise, they choose the good enough candidate instead of waiting for the right one. Short term metrics drive long term dysfunction. Want to fix that? Align incentives, reward hiring managers not just for speed, but for retention, team performance, and quality of hire. And if you're the hiring manager, hiring B and C players, do better. And if you need help doing better, recruiting, selecting talent, retaining employees, get the help you need. If you're not hiring A players every chance you get, you're holding your company back. Sometimes the hiring manager doesn't know what an A player looks like. Some hiring managers have only ever worked with B or C players. They think that's just normal. Their bar is too low, not out of laziness, but out of ignorance. They've never seen the energy, the creativity, and the ownership an A player brings to the table. So they hire what they know. That's why cross functional interviewing, mentorship, and leadership development are so critical. It expands a hiring manager's vision of what's truly possible. So, real quick, let's recap. Hiring managers may consistently bring on B and C players because of insecurity or fear of being outshined, performance for comfort and predictability, lack of effective interviewing skills, incentives that reward speed over quality, and then also a limited reference point for what top talent actually looks like. But here's the thing: when you start hiring A players, the culture shifts, accountability goes up, innovation increases, and your team starts holding itself to a higher standard. If you're a business owner or senior leader, you've got to empower your hiring managers to raise the bar. Train them, coach them, challenge them, because a team of A players, that's where real transformation begins. Thanks for tuning in to the Business Resources One podcast. If this episode got you thinking differently about your hiring processes, do me a favor, share it with someone in your leadership circle, and subscribe wherever you enjoy content. And hey, if you want help identifying, attracting, and keeping A players, that's exactly what we do. Reach out anytime. We're here to help. Until next time, keep growing, keep leading, and keep building a team you're proud of.